comment says stop with the grams, and no hate to this person. I get comments like this all the time because every time I give a recipe, I do give measurements both ways. So I give measurements with volume measurements, like cup measurements, as well as weight measurements in grams. And if you use any of the recipes on my website or in my book, you'll notice that I always list grams first because it is what I hope you will use and what I kind of try to convince you to use, because I find that measuring with a scale is a lot faster, a lot easier, and also a lot more accurate. So for instance, if you are making the chocolate cake recipe from my book, it is on page 149. I highly suggest you make it. I've heard many people tell me that it is life-changing. It truly is the best chocolate cake ever. But if you're making this cake recipe from my book and you want to use volume measurements, here is what you are going to need. You're going to need a 1/4 cup measuring cup, a 1/3 cup measuring cup, a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and a full cup measuring cup. You're also going to need a liquid measuring cup to measure out all of the liquids in the recipe. You're also going to need a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon, a 1/2 teaspoon measuring spoon, a full teaspoon measuring spoon, and a tablespoon measuring spoon. I guess technically you could skip the 1/2 teaspoon and the full teaspoon and just use the 1/4 teaspoon and use it multiple times. Same for the cups. You could skip the 1/2 cup and the full cup and just use the 1/4 cup and measure multiple times. But that all seems annoying. I would much prefer, instead of using all of these things, just a scale, just one thing. You can get rid of all of these. Now you might want like the 1/4 teaspoon and the 1/2 teaspoon for some of the smaller measurements because some scales aren't great at measuring really small quantities. But theoretically, you just need a scale, one tool. You're gonna set your bowl on the scale. You're gonna make sure you're on grams. You're gonna press the tare button or the 0 button to bring it back to 0. Add your ingredient, 0 it out. Add your ingredient, 0 it out. I actually find measuring by weight to feel lazier. It feels so much faster and easier. I have less dishes to wash. It's a lot less annoying than tracking down all of the different measuring tools that I need. It always kind of baffles me when people say like they can't be bothered with a scale. I personally can't be bothered with measuring cups. Now I know not all recipes are going to include weight, especially if you're from the US and you have a lot of recipes that are like from your family, or you just have recipes written from Americans. A lot of times they don't list weight. But I do love this scale. It has all the most common weight measurements on it, conversions for you, so you can do it quickly for you. Also, my book, shameless plug, every recipe in it has weight measurements for you. A lot of recipe sites include them. My recipe site, bakerbetty.com, Sally's Baking Addiction includes them. King Arthur Flour includes them. Like most of the really big baking sites do include them. It's just so much faster, so much easier.